This podcast is for physical therapist assistants, those that are looking to be able to grow their career and launch themselves into a business or to work in a business as a stretch mobility coach. I'm going to be telling you in this episode what a stretch mobility coach is, explaining some differentiators for you so that you can better understand if this is maybe a career option for you if you're a physical therapist assistant. Now, a stretch mobility coach is a PTA that wants freedom from their license to work with clients on health, fitness, and wellness. And it's on that side of care instead of traditional PT care. A stretch mobility coach is a PTA that has chosen to step away from that traditional model, which I call the reactive care service, to be able to work with clients that are looking to improve pain or tightness long-term, and they won't or are looking for natural solutions. And a stretch mobility coach is a health and wellness focused PTA that has graduated from an accredited PTA program or holds an active PTA license. They have taken the Stretch Mobility Coach certification course through the Stretch Method, which we call TSM, and have passed the Stretch Method Skills Practicum Seminar. A Stretch Mobility Coach certification allows a PTA to work in a well-care model while continuing to utilize their experience, skills, education from their PTA degree to be able to help clients live their best lives without the constraints of traditional PT systems. The Stretch Mobility Coach certification was developed by me, and I am a PTA, and it offers you, a PTA, freedom to provide the musculoskeletal care that our communities are looking for. This certification will allow you PTA freedom to work less clinical hours and make more money. It offers you advancement financially that you don't have on the traditional PTA PT model. And it offers you the ability to grow professionally, whether you wish to maybe be patient-centered, or maybe you want to work on the business side or marketing side or sales or admin or even training. All of these areas are things that you can grow to do as a stretch mobility coach. And as I've said it before, the sky's the limit, guys, for a PTA who is willing to move their career forward and work in a well-care system as a stretch mobility coach. So let's talk about how a stretch mobility coach certification is different from your CSCS, your personal training, your health coaching, your Pilates, or your yoga certifications. The Stretch Mobility Coach program is like no other program available, and it's available to PTAs. And a stretch mobility coach care is focused on keeping a consumer away from medications, injections, and surgery for the rest of their lives. Stretch mobility coach works with clients not looking for PT services, but provides them the freedom to utilize their hands-on experience, functional skill set, while teaching a PTA the latest techniques on prevention that PTAs are not taught in school. And most PTAs can't step past their licensure constraints and can't even learn some of these hands-on techniques because from state to state, we as PTAs have different rules in place. So some PTAs can do joint mobs in some states they can't do joint mobs. Some states they can do these other things, some states they can't. But what it comes down to is, as a PTA, we feel like we're in a box and that we have so much skill to be able to provide to a customer, but because of our licensure, because of the restraints of the type of things that we can perform as a PTA, we feel stuck. And Stretch Mobility Coach certification was made for physical therapy assistants to allow them a career path that keeps them growing professionally and financially. Other certifications take a PTA through training, and they have to work under that certification. For example, you can get a certification as a CSCS or a personal trainer, Pilates instructor, health coach, yoga teacher. Guys, there's so many certifications you can get as a PTA out there, but just know those certifications can be gotten by anyone in the general public already. You don't even have to go to school to train and be certified as a personal trainer or a Pilates instructor or a yoga teacher or a health coach, those trainings can be provided to anyone who wants to be in those fields. And as a PTA, you must provide services through that certification. And then you're no longer able to provide what you learned in school as a PTA or what you utilize through your program or through the continuing ed units that you actually paid so much money from. And then your experience is valuable. As a PTA, you lose all of that when you step into a different certification. Now, it makes us all feel like we went to school and we wasted our time and money becoming a PTA. So many PTAs are walking away from this career field right now, when if they stay in the career field, the stretch mobility coach is a certification made for PTAs. And if you're feeling like you have to discard what you learned in rehab and you can only work as a personal trainer, a fitness instructor, a Pilates instructor, or whatever else you're looking into right now, pause it, put brakes on it, and look into the Stretch Mobility Coach certification program. This certification program was built for PTAs by a PTA, and it gives you, the PTA, the ability to utilize your professional skills. It provides you with an opportunity to work with clients that are looking to improve their pain and tightness. Now, Stretch Mobility Coach certification allows a PTA the freedom they were looking for when you went to school and you went into the field of physical therapy. And it gives you the ability to help people live better lives. So if you think about your PTA degree and now stepping outside of the traditional system, a Stretch Mobility Coach certification program allows a PTA the ability to do the things they went to school to do. So your PTA license and education and experience is now able to be used as a stepping stone, because personal trainers, yoga instructors, massage therapists, stretch therapists, all of those other certifications cannot become a stretch mobility coach. Only a PT or PTA, because I no longer allow right now an ATC or an OT or an OTA to go into this program. Only PTAs and PTs, and my focus is to be able to help a PTA, because PTs have the ability to open their business, but PTAs really are feeling stuck and frustrated right now. So a Stretch Mobility Coach certification is going to unstuck a PTA. Now, why should you study to become a Stretch Mobility Coach? I guess the biggest reason that my owners and my employees tell me is freedom. Freedom to have the autonomy to work as a coach or a lead coach, working with clients that have already tried traditional PT chiropractic care and are frustrated with pain and or tightness and are looking for a more skilled approach to healing their musculoskeletal system. The kind of people that you're going to be helping are people that suffer with low back pain, sciatica, low back tightness, stiffness, hip pain and tightness, knee pain, foot pain, ankle pain, neck pain, shoulder, upper back and pain, tightness, elbow pain, wrist and hand. Kids have pain and tightness that need your interventions, pregnancy, pre and post pain and tightness. Guys, as a PTA, you'll be developing proven programs for people that need a specialist to help them in areas like fitness over 40, fitness over 50, or even 60-plus-year-olds and fitness to keep them playing golf and things like that. You'll be able to develop functional strength programs that rebuild musculoskeletal systems for clients that don't get results from traditional PT, chiro, personal training, or other fitness programs. Be able to put together senior strength, flexibility, and mobility programs, and safe stretching and mobility programs for more complicated clients. Let's face it, there are so many populations that need your help right now as a PTA that are not getting help in our current system. A PTA turned stretch mobility coach will be able to help these people that often fall through the cracks of our traditional system. A stretch mobility coach can help a person at any age with any sport that is experiencing pain or tightness during or after sport or workout, and they stretch pain and tightness away. And guys, this is a current gap because our community is seeing the gap. Our athletic trainers, our personal trainers, our yoga instructors, our healthcare system, all of those guys are seeing this gap, and a PTA can fill that gap and be able to feel their passion back again. Now, I always say that pain and tightness is simply a signal that your body is sending, letting you know there is a problem with your musculoskeletal system. As a PTA, if you learn how to treat pain and tightness long-term, you're going to be taught how to do that through the certification program. Now, let's talk about who a stretch mobility coach helps. A stretch mobility coach will help a person who is experiencing pain or tightness at any age, that has a diagnosis or maybe doesn't have a diagnosis. These can be office workers, runners, walkers, triathletes, CrossFitters, golfers, yoga enthusiasts, tennis players, volleyball players, dancers, gymnasts, wrestlers, swimmers, baseball players. If a client has a goal that they're not meeting and mobility, flexibility, or pain are limiting them, a stretch mobility coach will have the skill to help them overcome these limitations, no matter what their age. Now, how can a stretch mobility coach be different from PT, chiropractic, and ATC services? Guys, PT, OT, and ATC services are reactive care models. They focus on pain relief and care that is post-surgery rehabilitation. The results of this care tend to be not long-term, causing a consumer to return time after time, year after year with the same thing. And this endless cycle of repeat pain or injury causes them frustration and can lead that consumer directly down a path to surgery that maybe shouldn't have been the option that they chose. Now, what I've been seeing in the past 10 years is an increase in clients that are discharged from PT care in under 3 sessions. Their insurance doesn't cover it, so the PT clinics don't want anything to do with them. These people are left with legitimate pain and tightness that keeps them from enjoying life. And this missing treatment leaves a consumer searching for alternatives that are just not out there. They mostly go to fitness studios, to personal trainers, to assisted stretching, chiro massage, and they pay tons of money to see every one of these disciplines just to get through life. And guys, gosh, I see people that stretch for hours on end just to function every day. And it should not be that way for a consumer. A stretch mobility coach bridges this gap for a consumer by providing the necessary care outside traditional PT, chiro, and ATC services. I want you guys to know we are not just doing assisted stretching at our clinic as stretch mobility coaches. We are not acting like PTs. We're not performing PT services. We're not performing chiro services, and we're not acting like athletic trainers. We bridge the gap that is wide open right now. The stretch method takes a person that experiences pain and tightness, and these are typically chronic problems in our healthcare system. And an SMC through the TSM model takes this person through a proven process that focuses on finding the root cause of the problem, then offers them successful long-term treatment solutions that keeps them away from reactive care and surgeries that can be prevented. A stretch mobility coach treatment session provides typically hands-on therapy, personal training, massage, yoga, Pilates, and strength training all in one treatment session. This is going to save the consumer time and money in the long term, and it's going to keep them away from chronic pain and dysfunction that typically is driving them straight to surgery. The stretch method is a well care model that focuses on education and rebuilding the musculoskeletal system, and it provides natural healing through hands-on services. And through the program, you'll also learn some regenerative care and so much more. The stretch method utilizes 5 phases of care. And the result of this system is a better experience for our clients, starting their care where they are, and then coaching them through where they want to be. Guys, are you a PTA looking for freedom to utilize your PTA experience and really help people with musculoskeletal pain and or tightness? If so, join me at my next information session where I'll talk to you about where you are currently in your professional career and discuss what it takes for you to step away from a reactive care system and become your own boss, or work as a stretch mobility coach for a stretch mobility coach practice. If you're ready to schedule that information session, I'll add a link in the show notes below so that you'll be able to click on that and schedule that session today. A stretch mobility coach works and trains through the stretch method. The stretch method was developed to help customers improve pain and tightness, utilizing a proven system that takes a personal approach to healing. A stretch mobility coach can work for a stretch mobility coach facility, or they can actually open their own stretch mobility coach facility and become their own boss. The stretch mobility coach or the stretch method promise, guys, after my promise is that over the last 20 years of working in the field of physical therapy as a PTA, I recognize not only through my practical experience in my facility, which I've had open now for 10 years, I also recognize this in orthopedics, when I was working in skilled nursing, and when I had to work in home care for 7 years. I recognize clients were caught up in a cycle of injury and re-injury with recurring pain and tightness, and it was never ending. It caused clients frustration, and it led them down a path directed towards surgery and lifelong pain. And most of them come to us stating that they've lost all hope. Now, guys, working in the field of physical therapy, it did not provide me the opportunity to help these people overcome their pain and tightness. So I took the training program from my Westchester clinic and started training PTAs to work as stretch mobility coaches within my facility. I did this because my license forbid me to work with these clients, but these clients wanted me to work with them. And I know all of you hear that all the time. You have clients that you graduate and they go, I really trust in you and I really want to work with you. But as a PTA, you go, I don't want to lose my license. So I took this training program and I did this because I felt stuck and restrained because of my license. And I was told through my licensure in Ohio that I could work under wellness if I did not perform PT services and I did not introduce myself as a PTA. I could do whatever I wanted, they said, and I could utilize my education and my skill. Because, guys, your experience is your experience and it's yours to use. However, I started thinking, what was I going to call myself? If I couldn't call myself a PTA and I couldn't sell PT services, then my only hope was to work under another certification, like become a personal trainer or any of those. And guys, that ate at me because, I don't consider a PTA license to be better than a personal trainer. I consider that we have a clinical skill that a personal trainer does not have the ability to utilize unless they go to school to be a PTA. Now, I sought help through a local attorney, and a year later, I put together a solid training program, a system with processes that actually help people experiencing pain and tightness. I developed the stretch method and the stretch mobility coach certification program to allow other PTAs to provide them the same freedom and opportunity. Now, the stretch method and our stretch mobility coach methodology, it's a training that is in the stretch method online training portal. And it's comprehensive, guys. This is not something that is taught in school as a PTA. The knowledge that you have right now is a smaller amount of knowledge than what you are going to learn when you train to become a stretch mobility coach. You are going to train to be an elite professional in health, wellness, and the fitness boutique industry. And this online training is very comprehensive. It is a different way of thinking, a different way to approach a person from a preventative standpoint that keeps them away from surgery for the rest of their lives. Now, after seeing clients frustrated in my PT clinic and the disconnect that was what we were able to utilize as PTs and PTAs, I knew I could be able to provide a person much more skill. And this led me down that road to complete that comprehensive program that would identify and fix the root cause of my community's musculoskeletal pain and tightness. Now, I developed the stretch method after seeing the need to help people better understand what the true problem was causing their pain and tightness. And then I combined the skilled treatment program that I took them through in my clinic that was successful. And we utilize a natural approach. I utilize my experience, my education in the physical therapy field and the fitness fields. And guys, these are not things that I just learned in PTA school or through continuing education. Every one of the stretches were actually invented by me. They were tried and tested and invented in the clinic in Westchester. Now, the other things where we utilize using assisted mobility, those were learned through Stacy teaching me those skills and those practical skills, but also through seeking and finding ways to improve someone's mobility and strength when I found that a person had hit a plateau. Now, I was able to clearly see when a person needed help, and I was able to clearly see that using my methods actually kept people away from surgery. It actually can help them prevent degeneration by helping them understand what is going on in the body. And I could help them prevent that degeneration before it was too severe and needed to be addressed by surgery. Now, before moving ahead to show you where I am now and where we're heading as far as teaching PTAs, I need to step back a little bit more and tell you why I opened Stretch Physical Therapy and where we are today. My mom had stenosis, and she passed away at 53 with a multitude of diagnoses that we're just now seeing in our family that was probably genetic factors. My daughter, Megan, she has POTS, which is POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and she's doing better right now. But watching what she went through, watching how frustrated my mom was in the healthcare system with her stenosis, and then her devastating loss at 53 years old when she passed away, really made me think about what my clients were saying when they said that I was doing things differently than typical physical therapists were doing. And I recall looking back when I had my practice, when I built my website designer, the second time I rebuilt my website, said, Kim, I know you're different. I want to make sure I do the right website for you because we are a physical therapy website builder. This is going to take us 6 months to a year to build your website. And he was right. Boy, I put in the hard work to really, really, really refine my message and show that we were doing something different in my clinic. I love to see how people come inside the Westchester Clinic with no hope and see how their face lights up and how they change when they improve pain and tightness. And each of the people who have stepped through my door has helped me to strive to learn more and to help more people. Now, in 2020, I stopped training my PTs in my program and I stepped away and called it Stretch Mobility Coach. I went through a 2-year process of developing this message, trademarking it, and now providing this at our office in Westchester as our corporate office in Westchester with Jordan. Now, Jordan is my lead stretch mobility coach. Stacy is the PT that I worked with for years. Stacy Harris, Jordan and I have been working together to train PTAs to be their own boss and to work as stretch mobility coaches and lead coaches in their communities. We're now working to develop more specialized content and training that only stretch mobility coach certified coaches have access to. Nobody else are going to be able to come through these training classes, guys, but a PTA that goes through stretch mobility coach certification. This gives you the ability to be in the elite because you as a PTA, you are the elite and you have knowledge that others don't have. This program through the stretch method will allow us to help more people and to connect to more PTAs and to connect PTAs with their passion again and put the skill of prevention back into the hands of skilled professionals. Guys, we don't need to let stretching and other things get out into the public and let personal trainers, yoga instructors, Thai massage therapists utilize these skills that we have been trained on, that we have the ability to utilize to help people. Now, if any of this is resonating with you and you want to see if you qualify to become a stretch mobility coach, I'll place some links below so that you can get all of your questions answered. And if you want to share thoughts about working outside your PTA license, join me on this podcast and ask me those questions. Guys, this is a great opportunity for you, a PTA, to understand what other options are available to you so that you don't have to work outside your PTA career field. And it's a great opportunity for you to learn more and dive deeper into a curriculum that teaches you preventative care. If you're interested in coming on the show, I'm going to put a podcast link below. I want to talk to every PTA I can talk to. I want to know your struggles. I want to know what you're frustrated with and what your goals are. The stretch method, which we call TSM, it's your umbrella for safety as a stretch mobility coach, allowing you to provide stretch mobility coach services without risking your PTA license. We teach you everything to willing PTAs that are ready to step away from reactive care and ready to learn a well care model. As a stretch mobility coach, you are never alone, and support is as close as your smartphone. And if you are ready to join the PTA wellness business ownership movement, or you just want to work as a stretch mobility coach, then I'm going to put some links below for you to register for an information session with me to learn more about if you qualify for this. Now, thanks again, guys, for joining the show today. I wish you all success in your career as a PTA, or if you're deciding to be a stretch mobility coach, I'm here to take you through that process seamlessly. Now, like I say every show, don't be just the dreamer. Set your goals and visualize them as if they've already been achieved. Keep those goals in front of you all of the time. Visualize them daily and start living them today. TSM and I are here to set you and your new business up for success. If you're interested in learning more about becoming a stretch mobility coach business owner, I'm going to put some links below in the show notes. Guys, thanks so much for joining me again. I appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you are subscribing because I have some really cool content coming out over the next few weeks that I don't want you to miss. We drop a show through our podcast weekly on Tuesdays and through our YouTube channel weekly on Thursdays. Whatever way you get information, the information is there for you. Please share this out to all PTAs, guys, and I can't wait to meet all of you, talk to you on the show and talk to you about your struggles and also help move you forward so that you can move that career forward and start earning the money and getting the financial freedom that you as a PTA deserve. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.